Well, I woke up on the lobby floor. Yeah, last night was some kind of war. I'm coming down like a waterfall. I check my phone, but you never call. Lost in the ceiling, caught up in this.
Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. So today I am going to make review about my Sherco. This is how the bike is looking after every ride. So it's really now muddy and dirty. So I'm really abusing this bike. I'm not easy on it. So this is the really honest review about it on 200 hours. So I'm going to wash the bike and then I'm going to make the review. So enjoy it. I just cleaned the bike. So by the way, I also need to say I'm not that fancy guy who is like cleaning the bike and making like shiny special looking. I am cleaning it just to have like clean forks, rear shock and the chain so I can lube it again. Also I clean the bolts to check the oil level and for the coolant. So that is really important. I check it like before every riding day. So I'm going to make like good things and bad things about this bike. It's really honest opinion. I'm not that Sherco fan or something like that. So when I got this bike, it's like different two-stroke feeling because it's having this electric power valve. The bike is super smooth, super like having real nice bottom end. But the problem was the jetting in this carb. So I followed the book and everything, but the bike was not working how it needed. So I played with the jetting and finally I found what is working best on this bike. So I'm going to explain you what is the problem with this jetting. So here is the Sherco book. I'm going to find the jetting chart. So I needed to use this jetting like settings 42. And everything I tested, it was not working. The bike used so much fuel. The bike had like no power, so it was really strange. But then I got like different settings. I tested, and also I got like suggestion from Mario Roman. So now I'm using 38, 170, and the needle from the 300 on the second clip. And the bike is amazing now. Also, by the way, the nice thing what you can get for the like K in carbs, you see this hand screw for adjusting the air and fuel mixture. So I suggest you is the best modification what you can get for the two-stroke bike. So the second problem on this bike, it was clutch plates. I burned mine on the race at just like 20 hours. So this is the original Adler plate on this bike. So you can see it has no almost canals for the oil. And that was the problem. So I got this 2070 clutch plate. And you can see the big difference for the canals for the oil. But the problem it was you need like do modifications, you need cut it to make it fit in my basket. But it was working like for 150 hours with no problems. Then for the new models 2020 they fixed the clutch problems. They use like same design like 2070. But for the my like 2019 and 2020 baskets, so it's working really fine without no any problems. So the problem with the clutch, it was when the bike is getting really hot in hard enduro sections. So when you pull the lever, the bike is still going forward. But now with the 2020 clutch plates, I don't have any problems. Also, by the way, the clutch plates from Honda CRF motocross bike 450, they are same. So some guys are using the Honda like clutch plates, it's almost the same like this. And also you can find like aftermarket from the REKLUSE manual plates, and then the problem is fixed 100%. Also, the next problem what I needed to replace on this bike, it was burning in swing arm. I got really big play, but at 170 hours. Also, by the way, I never like removed this, cleaned and re-greased, so it's also my problem because that happened. Also, I forgot to say, you see this subframe from aluminium, the bolt what is sitting here now, it snapped. Also, it happened on another Sherco, so it happened about on 110 hours, and now it's really fine. I replaced it with another bolt. So the good thing on this bike is I replaced the brake pads first time on 100 hours on the rear end. And on the front end, the first time I replaced the brake pads, it was like 120 hours. So it was really strange how much it lasted. So I don't know why, but it's like that. Also, I never replaced the bearings in the front wheel. Also in the rear wheel, I never replaced the bearings. Also, by the way, the Sherco has like 2 bearings on the left side, and on the right side just 1. Maybe that is the like special thing because it's lasting so long. On 210 hours I replaced the chain, the rear sprocket and the front one. I'm using the 13 with the 50. I like to have a slow bike in the first gear, so I don't need use clutch that a lot. And it's saving my arm pump and also the clutch plates. The design of the kickstand is not that good because these holes, it's really easy to bend it, so I'm not happy about this. So this is my first kickstand. I welded the holes because I bent it on the erzberg. I had like really big crash, like I fly over the handlebars. Also, by the way, this bike did the erzberg. Also, I got this linkage for the spare if I need it. Also, this shifter. Before like 10 hours, I replaced this brake pedal because mine was really bent. In transmission, I use this Motul transmission oil 1040. It's really working fine with this bike, and I replace it like every 20 hours with no any problems. Sometimes I do like every like 10 hours, sometimes longer, but yeah, it's really fine oil. Also, I found in this bike it's really important to choose like right oil. If you use something different, it can make some problems to make the clutch not working like perfect. Also, in my suspension, I change the oil like every 50 hours, and for me it's that fine. Also, by the way, my suspension was tuned by Shock Suspension, company from Poland. They made like really nice work. They made my suspension like really soft. Also, the rear one is also tuned by Shock Suspension, and it's really softer now compared to when the bike was stock. So for hard enduro now it's like really perfect. So from the handling, I need to say the Sherco is handling better than the KTM for me. Also, because it's feeling like it's smaller, it's so easy to turn it in like extreme stuff. Only thing what I don't like on the Sherco, what I like more on the KTM, when you go on super long uphills, on the KTM it's like more easy to be stable. I don't know why that is happening, but I think the foot pegs are like higher on the Sherco, and that is the why is that. So I think I'm going to order the lower foot pegs for my bike. So the question is, if I need to choose the new bike next year, will I buy again the Sherco or not? Yeah, honest, I will, because it's really fine bike. I didn't had any big problems. So from the gearbox, everything works perfect. Also the power electric valve fine, carb is fine. Yeah, the brakes, yeah, perfect because it's Brembo. Also the suspension, it's the best thing. After like riding the Kayaba, I'm not sure if I can ride like YP on the KTM again, because this like magic stuff, it's so stable, it's not easy to believe. Also in the hard stuff and rocky terrain, it's working really fine. I know you are going to tell me the bike has like 200 hours, you didn't change the piston, it's going to make the cylinder like damaged and that stuff. And guys, I opened this bike on 100 hours. It was almost like everything new. I changed the piston rings and that stuff. So the bike is now clean, and tomorrow I'm going to open this bike to change the piston. So here is the new piston from the Sherco, and the good thing is it's so cheap, it's not believable. It's just 100 euros. On the KTM it's about 160, 170, so it's really nice. Also the other parts on the Sherco are like really cheap compared to the KTMs. Like everything, it's about 20 to 30% like cheaper when you compare. So it's really good bike if you're like looking like something cheaper. Also, by the way, I know one guy, he was making like about 600 hours on the one piston, and the bike holded like everything was fine. But for me that is not like normal. The max hours what I think to make with the piston is about 200. I know in the book it's saying about change before like 100, but it's no sense because you're removing like almost new piston. But guys, I remove the front pipe really often to check the piston how it's going to look. So do this how you think you need to do. If you think you need to replace the piston every like 50 hours, do it, because every style, like every care of the bike is different. So it's about you. Also my bike is looking like really beaten up, I know, but the inside of the engine it's really fine, and the suspension, for me like suspension and the front suspension, engine, clutch plates and the power of the bike needs to be fine, and the look is not that important. So I like to have like everything working fine, and I don't change the plastics because I do like hard enduro. I crash really often, yeah, it's true. So if I get new plastics after like 10 hours, it's same. But after this new year, I am going to get new pipe for the front end, also maybe the plastics. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about this bike, I'm really happy to answer. So just comment in comments below. So thank you very much for watching this video, and see you to the next time.